Okay, so here's the last video on a couple of tips and tricks you can use with Cadence. It's called Dynamic DRC. It's very simple to use, but it's definitely a deal breaker and will make your life a whole lot easier. So what is this? Okay, so let's say when you're creating your layout, you are making metal connections, and as I've said ever so often, you want to keep checking the DRC to make sure that you're not putting metals too close to each other. There's some misconnections, and you can keep going back and forth, and maybe you won't be able to find where the violation is right away. But this tool might help you alleviate that. Let's say I wanted to create a connection. Let's say I was, creating some metal here, and we end right here. Now, as you probably have known, there is a minimum spacing rule that says, like, if two of the same, if you have something that's too close of the same metal, that is going to create a problem. So if we run DRC right now, it's going to tell us, like, hey, this thing is way too close to this metal. All right, so if you just do that and don't know that that's a violation as you're doing it, you're later going to have trouble once you're trying to make another connection or something. So what Dynamic DRC does is that it allows you to catch these violations as you go along when you're making your layout. So if you go up here, this little corner right here, you'll see a button that's like a stop sign or like a hand, and then here's like a warning sign. So let's turn on the one that says a warning sign. So I'm going to try to draw just like a metal connection, and what I'll do is start from here, and you can kind of already see what's going to go on. As I get closer to this other metal, right, it's going to warn me. It's going to say, hey, this is there's a minimum spacing rule that you need to not violate. You need to be a little farther away. So now that lets me know that I need to stop right here. And this is just very useful because now as you go along, you can already know if you're doing something wrong or not. Also, like if you're making something too small, it will tell you like there's a minimum width kind of distance. Or if you use the rectangle rule, it will start to tell you, hey, this needs to be this, this length, this minimum width, and it can't be, that long. So it's very useful because now it warns you as you go along. So you can keep going and making if you keep going and making the connection, it will go away because obviously if that was something that you wanted to do intentionally, it will be fine. Now, the button that we just pressed, the one that looks like a caution sign, gives you kind of a warning that you're kind of violating a rule, but it lets you keep going. The other button that we see here, the one that looks like a stop sign, if we turn that on, I'm going to take this off. If you start making the metal and we're starting to get too close, it will stop me if I try to keep going. Right? It will still give me the warning, but it will stop me from actually creating the connection. If I keep going, I can't pull it any far down. Unless if I now get to the other place of the metal. So now Cadence knows, like, oh, okay, you actually do intend to connect this piece to that. But as I go along, like let's say if I do something crazy, like something like this, it will tell me, nope, you are still too close to another metal. And even if I try to make a turn here, if I try to make a turn right here, it's gonna not let me. I'm trying to make a turn here, but it's actually telling me, okay, no, you're gonna have to make the turn somewhere over here in order to not violate another rule. So that one kind of stops you in your tracks as you're making the connections. And the one that's like a caution sign it kind of gives you a warning that you're violating, but doesn't necessarily stop you. So use those to your benefit. So now you can know how, if you're gonna violate a rule or not. And so then you know if your connection is correct, and later on you won't run into any other problems. Obviously, it's still good from time to time to go and check the DRC in case you miss something. But at least this way, you'll kind of see some of the mistakes you're making as you go along. And so, yeah, hopefully that helped out, and it will make your life a lot easier. So, yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and good luck.